All right, so should be live, hopefully here in a second. Welcome to the world of Harthron, the heroes of Annlynn. We have session one up here, Gathering of the Heroes. And so we are going to get this rolling and we will kind of go as introductions as we move into the story. So we're going to start off with our first open scene here as the moonlight shines down on a field outside the city walls of Annlynn. And we have our first hero, Fumo, feeding this old nag some hay at first, then some oats with a couple of sugar cubes in his hand. What does Fumo do next?
gunfire, consuming the flowers, the herbs, and the grass, and sending smoke upward, as it also engulfed half of the feathered cord that he has fashioned. Ancestors, the cross-board Baja spirit, in the form of this steed. He unties the cord from the nag and fastens it firmly to the handle of the rod. He looks over, waiting at the steed, and when he feels something may have changed, he looks at its eyes and says, upon doing that, the mouth slowly crouches downward in the same way that his friend Baja would whenever he asked him to help him or to allow him to get on. So he climbs upon Baja, and they both rise together. He reaches around and ties the other end of the cord, the burnt end, to the bit of this false version of Baja, when it is what he has. Wish you were still alive, my friend. Your companionship and your sacrifice are not forgotten. I could use your help as I fight against terrible evil. Will you stay with me, watchful of the enemy who robs the dead of their rest? Warn me and protect my companion as we defend what is natural and good. And Baja eagerly whinnies, "Si, senor," and he understands what Baja finally says. He rears up, and Fumo falls, slamming onto his backside and knocking the wind out of him. The cord, still attached to the rod, is trailing a wisp of smoke, and he sees that his friend's spectral form is diminishing into the burnt end. Baja, mi amigo, muéreme este pedazo en mi corazón. And for those of you who don't speak Polgro, that is, my friend, a part of you lies in my heart. He lays there with fixed, laughing, feeling that somehow he will have more companionship on this journey, which shall be dangerous and uncertain.
Great job, Fumo. Go ahead and take inspiration die for that. So our next scene is on the docks in front of a large ship at night here. It's a light rain. Many people are boarding on this ship, probably leaving the city of Annlynn for good. A very beautiful, petite, blonde woman with blue eyes touches the face of this masked man who is dressed in black. The woman speaks to this masked man very softly and caring. "Brother, please help defend Annlynn until all the innocent and poor make it onto ships." Colin, what is your response to your sister Angelica before she boards this ship to leave Annlynn, maybe for good?
Bend over, grab her head gently with his hands, kiss
All right. So now we view in. It's the next morning. Our next scene here. We start out with our heroes sitting on hay bales in a large barn outside the city of Annlynn, where Monty, Carlane, and Jenix have taken up residence. The group has just finished breakfast that Carlane prepared while Monty is laying on the floor of hay, finishing up a deer carcass that he killed early in the morning hours. Colin, what did Carlane prepare you and Fumo for breakfast as you all sit here in this abandoned barn?
What did he prepare?
Yes, what did he prepare you for breakfast? What did he prepare Colin and Fumo here for breakfast?
Oh, Colin didn't cook.
Nope, Carlane did it, but what did he make you for breakfast?
A couple of slabs of steak fried up in a pan with a couple of greasy eggs and some fried onions.
All right, perfect. So
A good hearty breakfast in a
that's perfect. So you are all sitting around on these bales of hay, finishing up your breakfast here in this barn. Carlane and Monty have really just returned a couple days ago from rescuing Aubrey, which you all know this has occurred now. And just when you're finishing up breakfast, uh, the the barn door opens and Evan Antis enters, the captain of the guard. Good morning, everyone. Carlane, I see you have gathered Colin and Fumo to join you for your next rescue mission. Evan is an older high elf, short brown hair, stands about 5'10", or sorry, yeah, about 5'10", maybe 5'11", a solid build, and very solid build for an elf. Looks probably around in his 40s in human years. Evan is wearing a grayish scale mail armor. Nothing ornate, just more, it seems nothing special about it. Practical for fighting. And on his side are sheathed two long swords on each side of him. I have someone else that might assist you. He hails from Tamra and just got off a boat yesterday, wanting to give aid to our city. And I thought he might be better suited for what you guys are doing for the city versus actually walking around in the city. His name is Ambra. Ambra, why don't you come on in and meet the heroes of Annlynn? Enters a rather large, helmed man in grayish plate mail armor with a great axe in hand. But a second, you realize this is no human, not in this incredible suit of plate mail. It's actually a dragonborn. What do you say, Ambra, as you enter into this barn? Apparently, he has short of words, Evan says. But this is Ambra. Here is Colin, Fumo, Carlane, Monty, and Jenix.
The wyvern was hard to miss in the room.
Can we see any of your scales?
Probably, actually.
Probably his feet, if anything. Right now he is helmed, and he is in full plate mail. But his feet are bare. His big paws, I should say, are bare.
Does he have a tail?
Do you have a tail?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a tail.
And do you want to know the color of dragon I am?
Ask what the color of your scales is.
Black.
And do you have, so is your tail sticking out of the armor? Is your tail armored? Do you have wings?
My tail is armored. Do I have wings?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I do have wings, but it seems like he hasn't used them in a while.
Like they're really small?
No, they're normal size for a dragonborn. It just looks like he hasn't used them in a while.
Oh, okay. They're a little dusty.
Yeah, I'm not that good at flying yet.
Alright. Cool.
So, never mind.
So Evan speaks up. So Aubrey was able to discover 4 more survivors from Binfors. They are trapped in a cave right on the coastline, a day east of Binfors. Of course, this will be another dangerous mission, Carlene. Again, being so close to Binfors. And Aubrey says this could actually be a trap. The 4 say they think there's something outside the cave that they're hiding in, but it hasn't tried to move any of the stones to try to even come into the cave. The survivors, there are 2 women and 2 men. The 2 women happen to be clerics, and the 2 men, actually 1 human and 1 halfling, are actually druids from Binfors. What do you need from the city to go on this dangerous mission for us?
I'm pretty sure we can use a bunch of, I got some holy water from my child stuff, but maybe some arrows that might have silver. He said that might be something we could use against undead that are out there. I don't know, or crossbow bolts for those of us that yeah. Unless like that. In which case then we have to. Yeah, I mean, my understanding is some of these things can't harm very well without magical weapons, but some of them you can hurt them with silver if that is available. But also, scrolls. I've heard that some of the nastier undead can actually charm you or possess you. Or maybe some scrolls that can help against that, like protection from evil and magic circle. But yeah, other than that, I think we're, I don't know if we're planning on going by horse. Carlene, what's your thought?
Carlene would say he would recommend that we probably don't use horses. One, if this big fellow here,
I'll probably try and fly.
you can't fly.
Mm.
this big fellow here, it'd be tough to find a horse. Plus, if we're going with undead, the more life around us, the more chances that it'd find us anyways and probably kill the horses. I think we're better off without horses.
I mean, I'm thinking, if we get into something we can't get out of, we need to get faster than they are. But yeah, maybe we would ride horses part way and park them somewhere. I mean, do we know how far away from Bigford is?
picturing some kind of steed out of the Air Force. What's that?
Well, that was me and Cass.
Oh, that's it.
I can
I remember somebody did.
if I make 4 or 5 speeds, then it takes a while for me to make each one, and they only last for like an hour.
But my point is, if you have those, then we at least have the skate route.
Well, if it takes me an hour to cast 6 of those, okay, there's 5 of us. What? 4? You, me, Carlene, and this guy.
Garlane says I can ride Monty.
True.
And to be honest, if we do need to get out of a very sticky situation, I mean, and if so, I mean, we could, Monty can carry a couple people slowly, if needed, but we won't be able to get everybody out on Monty.
Right. That's what
If it gets to be that, if it gets to be that hard, as long as you guys have a way out, I will ditch off. I will run and I will try and find it. So I don't have to fly, and I'm fairly quick. I'm fairly nimble, and I can hide through. So I'm sure that I can probably outrun and out-hide whatever's following us and try to get back where we need to get. I'd be more worried about the big fella here than this one where he's too fast.
No, I agree. Our biggest thing is maybe our new companion. He is rather large and heavy.
So if there's some way that you can take care of me in emergency, as long as we have a place to meet up, I'm sure we
like I said, in an emergency, me making horses is not really an emergency kind of situation.
Which is why I said if there's a scroll that you can use to cast that something that maybe any card you give us.
Alright. Well, we'll see what we can find out. Okay.
So Evan will say he'll send out one of his men to return with he'll send back, he can provide 20 silver arrows, as well as 40 silver bolts. If that will be fine, he can also provide a scroll of protection from evil, and also a scroll with a magic circle.
20 bolts. Or you said 40 bolts.
40 bolts, 20 arrows.
I can use bolts. Too.
Carlane uses a crossbow, and so does Ambra. He has a crossbow on his back.
These are the weapons he has.
Oh, does Fumo use a bow or no?
Oh no.
No.
He blasts over the wall. I just do that.
Okay. Well, then we don't need no arrows. So how about then I'll provide 60. I'll provide 60 silver crossbow bolts. So each of you will have 20.
30?
Yes.
30? Oh wait, so another person uses bolt?
Carlane, Colin, and yourself all have light crossbows.
So I'll write down 20 silver bolts.
Yep, you can write down 20 silver bolts. Same thing, Colin. You can write that down as well, and then Fumo, if you want to write down those 2 scrolls, so you have them.
Right.
Carlane has a map of the area, of course, and he knows that. Yeah, and Evan explains that you guys can really go up the coastline, and it's 5 days along the coast.
5 days along the coast to get there.
Yeah.
Alright. So is that why? Now here's my question. We're going up the coast. Why don't we just take a ship up the coast and get on faster?
We don't have any ships for that right now. Any ships that are even here. People are booking passage on any ship, any boat that is
Okay.
here
I was going to say,
to.
let me rephrase it to say fishing.
I could see if I could possibly see if one I can acquire one, but even then, a lot of people are even using the the fishing boats to go along the coastlines to head to either Harn or to the east. So
Here's my thought behind having a fishing boat. If we can set the fishing boat down somewhere close to where we're going to be at, if we have our emergency, as said, to get out of here fast, we can hop on the boat and push it out of the water, which is, I'm assuming, should be at least some protection, whatever death Jesus.
well, I would agree as long as the undead doesn't fly.
Well, that's what we have hunting for.
That's correct.
Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Matt? We can take care of all of that.
Hey, Colin, your sister gave us some holy water and a couple of potions of wounds, but we might need some more if we can gather those. Do you have any for yourself?
No, apparently she gave it to you.
I was talking.
Do not know her.
But it may be that we can. I mean, we can even buy them from the city if we need to. I mean,
Yeah, I have no healing of any kind. Oh, I take that back. I do have 2 potions.
Annlynn, are you able to do any healing or?
I can do some very minor healing, but I can do a little. Evan will speak up too, and he says he'll also send then with the courier 3 potions of curing as well.
Excellent.
But he'll also mention that anybody selling them in the city now is selling them at a very high price. If anybody is still around that makes those or has them, they sell them at a very high price. However, we have some in stock, of course, and as for the city guard and for the defense of the city or for missions like this. So I will have 3 of those sent back as well.
So,
thank you,
Carlene.
Yes.
How are we supposed to communicate with Monty?
Monty can speak if he wants.
I guess I wasn't aware.
Yes.
Amber will say.
That's probably the most we've ever heard me speak.
Amber will say, I can do very minor healing because I'm still learning. I'm still learning the magic of Cordal.
you can do healing. I mean, I would have figured you'd do like some sort of tickling of small children or something. But
I thought you were a warrior. You're a healer?
I'm a paladin.
Holy.
that's the first. I mean, I've seen paladin trolls, and I've seen black dragons that didn't eat me. So this is, I guess, right up there with it. You're a paladin. How did that happen?
My town was attacked by undead, so I swore an oath to Cordal that I would avenge on undead.
Oh, so you're like undead hunting dragon human crossbreed. I mean,
You can put it that way.
that's cool. All right. Hey, each their own. Once you got I mean, you use a big axe. That's good.
I'm a big person.
Pound down on things.
And actually, he has 4 weapons on him. You can see he has the great.
What's a paladin?
So this wyvern comes and sniffs you and says, "What's a paladin?"
You really don't know it's a paladin. He looks up at it.
No.
So, he says a knight of order or who worships a god and fights for their god or for a reason.
Okay.
I'm done with that. Cornell, wasn't he like the god of beating people up?
God of war.
Yeah.
So Evan will say, "Is there anything else you need from me?" I'll send out. I'll send one back, a courier here in the next hour. Is there anything else that you need from the city?
No, I think we'll be good for a while. I mean, carrying stuff's gonna be a pain in the butt, but that's how it is.
What do you mean?
Well, so they need to bring enough food for us, and, because we don't necessarily want to be spending time foraging for nuts and berries.
So here's a question. This is Carlene, do you know how to use healing kits? I have seen my sister use them we've been helping the people of Annlynn. Maybe the city had healing kits that they could give us that we could use if you or if our newfound pelican friend.
Could I probably use it?
You have medicine.
So what is?
Yep, you have the ability to use
But what
healing
does it do?
kits. So if somebody has, if you have a healing kit, you can patch somebody up to restore some of their hit points.
And do they refresh like each long rest?
The healing kits, you have so many uses in each kit, and you can use one kit or one set of bandages. Basically, you're bandaging somebody up, maybe sewing some wounds up, and for each, you can do that once per. I want to say long rest or short rest. Short rest.
Because I'm at first level, I can only do it once per.
It's once per character.
For each person in the party every short rest.
So so Ivan says, yeah, so he'll also provide 3 healing kits.
So that's 3 for each person?
No, that's 3 kits for you. Yeah, there's so many marks on each kit. So just put 3 healing kits.
And you'll keep track?
There's so many uses per kit. I have to look that up.
Alex, from a gaming standpoint, healing kits is half of what Crunch has been doing to healing the party. He doesn't always cast a spell. When he runs it behind, when he says, I do my own thing and sew you up and patch you up or not, he's actually using healing.
There's a book.
So that's what you do.
No, that's if you have the healing, the healer feat.
I thought he did that.
Yeah.
Oh wait, should I show him the picture of me?
Umbra is he's proficient with the medicine. So.
Yeah, but that means he can still do something.
You're big when you're not bleeding out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It just means it stops your bleeding.
Got it. Well, that's all right. 10 uses, Bilbo.
What? Oh, 10 uses. Okay, so put 10 uses per kit.
And in honor of our newfound friend, we'll pull out a guitar and start with.
Should I just put like 30 uses then? Should I
Yeah,
put
that's
30
fine.
towers?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
You'll start singing a song. I forgot that was there. Stop beating those paladin. Stop beating those nuts and twigs and hiking brains.
Yeah, Carlane Carlene will stay. We can provide food. Usually, Monty goes hunting early in the morning, and we together, him and I, will go out there.
I mean, if it's a cave,
Evan will say it's not on a cliff. It's actually on the beach, and it's a cave. And from what he understands from Aubrey, they've hidden themselves in this cave with some rocks to barricade them in a little bit. Um, and no undead has come into this cave, but they do believe that something's watching them from outside the cave, but has not tried to enter into this cave. So
Undead have tried to enter?
no, no, you won't have to bring any ropes or do any climbing for that matter.
I've got a rope and grapple, but I don't need to carry it if I don't need it.
Yeah.
Maybe this guy wants one. You want a rope and grapple? You need to find something?
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, let's take that.
No. Because I could probably use my claws anyways.
Well, you're in heavy armor. It would be bad
Yeah.
for you to try to
Break my claws.
You're gonna want to
You don't want to climb.
Yeah, but I don't want to use a rope either.
We have some stuff like that. If need be, we do have stuff. Carlene says I have some of that too.
Okay, I'll leave that stuff. I'll go tonight because I don't need that carry stuff. Don't particularly need.
No. We have some saddlebags. We do have some saddlebags and some on Monty as well that we can have some food and some things like that which I carry along. So
So did we decide whether the boat is going to be a good idea, a bad idea, or something?
he doesn't know if he can even acquire a boat, so he'd have to check on that.
Okay, it just seems like it would be the safest way to get these people out once we okay. If it's a small boat, get it for you.
If we had like a boat that you could shrink down into a little tiny package, that would work. But
I don't think that's gonna happen, Evan says.
share my boat. Maybe the fishing boats, I guess, because they're not big enough to go across the sea. Maybe some of the fishermen aren't going to be around, but
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know how to sail a boat any more than I know how to, make a helmet or something.
How hard could it be?
Yeah. Carlene says Carlene says I like the boat idea, but to be honest, I either like to be flying on Monty or have my 2 feet on the ground. I'm not one for being out on the water. So
Where's your pup, really?
Jenix is right here. He's laying on the floor next to
Okay,
Hale.
I was gonna say I didn't flying with eugenics. How's that going?
No, Jenix just runs alongside when they
So that's probably about we have.
Yeah, I'll if I do acquire a boat, I'll let the courier will know if that happens or not. If you really want one, but if you're not gonna use it,
It sounds like the general consensus is that we're not.
and to be honest, there may be. I mean, but then you're getting way deeper, and there's probably one at Binfors. On their dock there. However, that you're going right into the heart of undead. So you probably don't want to do that. All right. So, Evan, we'll say if there's nothing else you need from me or any other questions, I will head back and I will send a courier to bring you those items that we talked about. Yep. And then just when you return, just bring them, you know.
Yeah, we'll bring you anything extra and bring bring these guys as fast as we can. Who knows what happens to them, blowing up in there, but.
Yeah. As far as I know, they're safe, and just hidden in this cave. So, they seem to be fine. Other than that, so.
Alright, let's make tracks, I guess.
All right, so Evan will leave. About an hour will go by, and one of the city guards will come with a small backpack with those potions, the scrolls, the bolts,
Healing kits.
and then the healing kits. So you have all that.
Yep.
Okay. So do you guys then head on out?
Yeah, I'll make sure that Carlane, if you're gonna ride Monty or take care of him, I don't know if you have healing potions. Let's make sure everybody's got a couple at least.
Yeah, Carlane does have. He has a couple of his own already.
Do you have anything, any supplies like that, Umbra?
Oh, what?
He's asking if you have any potions of healing or anything.
No.
All right. Why don't you make sure and take a couple?
Should I take?
Put
Oh,
'em,
should I take
why don't
one
you put 'em-
then?
Listen to.
What do you got for some place to put it? Because obviously in your plate mail.
He has a backpack with stuff in it, so he does carry a backpack. He has also he's armed to the teeth. He has crossbow attached to the backpack. He
I have a
has
great axe. I have a
great
light.
axe.
I have a hand axe, and I have a war hammer too.
Yeah, so he's armed well.
Right. But we'll just make sure. Let's put it in this one so everybody knows that if you go down, we can grab, one of the potions and get it down your throat if we don't have our own.
All three potions.
Whatever else.
If that's what they're giving you, 3.
Speaking
Write
of
it down.
having weapons, Colin kind of scratched his head. I suppose it would be good to have some kind of a bashing weapon other than just with swords in case we come across something that doesn't require.
Man, I'm gonna be healing people up left, right, and center.
Well, I mean, Carlane's gonna say. I mean, you're with undead, and you're gonna know this because you talked to your sister a little bit about undead and the resistances. Even bludgeoning weapons, for the most part, or slashing weapons, if they have any resistance in the sense if it's not magical or silver, it really doesn't matter in that sense that a sword is going to basically be almost as blunt as even using a hammer or vice versa. A hammer using, sword. The biggest thing is, yeah, if you're magical, then you more than likely are not going to have any issues.
Except for those skeletons.
Except.
And you hit them with a good mace, there's a lot more to them.
Yeah.
That was my point. I should probably have some like that.
Grab one and go. Pretty sure we can find one.
I can sense if undead are around, so I'll know when they're coming.
Me too. I use my eyes.
I can sense them before you.
And then for our viewers, just so everybody knows, right now I am controlling Carlane for this episode due to Carlane is on a plane right now heading to Seattle, but he should be with us our next session. So
should
that
be flying on me.
Yes, should be flying on Monty. Instead, he is flying on a plane to Seattle. Yeah, much better meals, yes.
You can run and grab a mace.
Monty Express.
Alright, cool. Lumos just sits down, pulls out his book and starts mumbling.
Okay.
Can I make out parts of it?
Well, you heard him saying you're not sure what any of that is. Oh, make an Arcana check.
There you go.
A 6 total?
You have no clue. All right. So, Colin, it won't take you long to go into the city. You know, you could go right to the city guard and say, you know, working for Evon, and they provide you with a light mace if you want, or a hammer, whatever you.
I think I'll take a flail.
Okay.
If you lose your weapon, I can just toss
Yeah.
one.
So yeah, they'll provide a flail for you. Not a problem. All right. Was there anything else then?
I'm set. I got.
Okay, so you guys head on out of the farm, and you guys, you know, walk through a couple other farms, then across the river, the River Pell, as you guys leave. And are you guys gonna really stick onto the beach, or are you gonna stick into the woods a little bit along the coastline? You can definitely, unlike the other side where it's more on the eastern side of Annlynn, once you go on a little bit, you actually it's more a cliff face along the eastern side of Annlynn. But on the western side, the side that you guys are taking, for the most part, to Binfors, you can walk the whole beach for the most part. There'll be parts where it's light trees and so on, but it really doesn't get cliff face until after you pass Binfors gambling hall.
I say we take the most direct route by land, you know, maybe pick our ways from tree clump to tree clump or something. So
Pass Binfors gambling.
Somebody turn on Twitch by accident? I'm assuming somebody is turning that off. All right, so Carlane is going to state that the best thing to do is maybe at first we can just walk in the woods for a couple of days, and that which is more direct versus taking the beach. And then once we're about he says, yeah, once we're about a day, maybe 2 days away, he would recommend then we just hit the beachfront. But the first 3 days, we'd be better just going direct across the plains and the light woods.
sounds good to me.
All right. So, you guys head on out. Let's start walking. Monty and Carlane will, of course, go up in the air and fly for the group to scout during the day. And so you head on out. Yes, go ahead.
While we're walking, Umbra is gonna be mumbling in Draconic, trying to practice spells, like trying to get a spell down, like a phrase down, but he can't do it.
All right.
Mumbling in Draconic.
Momo finishes up his little 10-minute chanting and gets on top of a oddly a horse shape, but it's not. It's like the hooves aren't actually there, but rather a misty portion for the hooves. He gets on top of a spectral steed.
Very nice.
Takes time. Going like that because he really doesn't like to walk.
You notice that Colin is actually taking small steps just to kind of keep pace with our dragon friend here.
With Umbra. Yeah, and Genix and Genix will walk along with the two of you, and so for for the first day traveling out past the farmlands, there's you don't experience any, anything. It takes a couple of, about an hour or two, and you pass the outlying farms, and people are still farming. Colin and Fumo, you're aware that really the populace that has left the city, and it seems like the city wants to evacuate with the threat of this undead being out there at Binford's Keep and or Binford's Gambling Hall, as well as the Pell Tower, and even Dragon Tooth Tower, which is even closer to Annlynn, but still days away. So there is that fear in the city. However, currently the people that have left the city are the nobles, the wealthy that have been able to pay for ships. Colin, your sister paid quite a healthy amount of coin to get the orphans out from her orphanage on a ship, as well as her followers. That she is able to help with one of the merchants that the group actually rescued before. So with his aid, he was able to acquire a ship a lot quicker for them. But still, she had to pay quite a bit of coin to get in front of the line of other nobles that were trying to pay even more to get on ships. And you also know, Fumo would know this a little bit more talking to the city guard. There are ships on their way from Quindano, which a lot of these people originally came from when they left the wars of the gathering that was occurring when the city was in trouble with the fights back then, and here they now are leaving Annlynn and maybe returning back to their home of Quindano, which is now safe. But those ships are on their way, but no one knows exactly when they'll be here. And still, those ships will not be enough to evacuate the whole city. So that is the biggest worry. The princess has refused to leave the city until everybody's evacuated. The city guard is all there, and militia have joined the city guard in the walls. And no undead have come near Annlynn at all yet. So most of the farms out here are still being farmed because that's just their way of life. You may pass one farm, one large farm, and maybe the owners of the farm have left. However, the workers are still working the fields for them at this time. So
what happens to these workers?
Well, right now, no one knows. They don't know if enough ships will arrive in time, or what these armies are doing. Are these armies even going to march into Annlynn? Right now, they seem to have stopped at Binford's and at Dragon Tooth Tower, and
Aren't all these people in trouble by the
that's their fear. They don't know. They would be if the undead armies, if these undead armies march into Annlynn, Annlynn will not have a chance of standing. But they don't have the ability to evacuate everybody at this time. So
I would think they would want to consolidate them behind walls.
they haven't yet. Purely, people are still kind of living living their lives, because as these folks know that there's undead out there, there hasn't been any threat to the city. No undead have managed to march in or wander into Annlynn or even the outlying farms at this time. And so, just like in a sense, in real life here, you know, there's a hurricane heading towards you, down south. We've seen this, how many times, there's going to be a hurricane hitting you, or, out west, a big fire, and people still don't leave their homes. They don't believe, or they're like, it's not going to hit us. That's really some of the mentality as well, as these farmers. They're like, well, we still have to make a living, there's nothing we can do, at this time. Why leave where no one's been attacked yet? Where are we going to stay? All that kind of stuff goes through their heads. So, but that's kind of the sense of what's going on. Like I said, a lot of nobles, a lot of merchants have left, but there's still some nobles or still some merchants that are still booking passage or acquiring ships to come here. But that is what is the current state of Annlynn right now. All right, so you guys travel your first day on, like I said, getting out of the farms, heading into, it's still plains for the most part. It's a lot of grasslands as you head out. There's some trees and such that are out there as well. Light woods, nothing heavy in the sense of the woods. It is hot at this time of year. It's the 20th day of fire that you guys are heading out, and so it's a warm day. So very very warm, but you do have the ocean air close enough to you as well, so it doesn't get too hot. Even our dragonborn friend Ambra in full plate. I mean, he's going through some water, that's for sure, drinking some water of the heat. But nothing happens, and evening comes about. So, what are your plans at camp? What do you do at camp? Do you have a fire? Do you have a set watch? Anything like that?
We should probably have 2 people for 3 watches. Ombre says we should have 2 people for 3 watches. 1 person on each side of the camp.
Kind of a
Since there's only 5 of us,
Well, Carlene says there's actually, really 6 of us if you count Monty and Genix in.
I suppose if you count Genix.
Yes. So, and then also, are you going to have a fire? I know there's there's 3 of you that are humans in this group, so you probably.
What time of year is it?
It's July. I mean, in a sense, it's summer. It's hot.
Do
Summer
I have dark
nights.
vision or no?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
So you can see into the 6 feet.
I don't think that we necessarily need a fire at that point, do we?
No, I don't.
Well, no, you don't need one. The only thing is, Carlene will state if something comes into the camp.
I have my titanium lightstone right here in my chest.
Okay,
I can pull it out anytime we need light.
then that's good with me. Colin, or I'm sorry, Fumo, what do you think? Carlene will say.
well, I don't need one. I can see in the dark.
Okay. Well, then.
I think, and it's warm enough. So, but I can also make a shelter that will keep undead out or anybody else at night. It's not big enough for Monty, but
could Monty stay on top of it?
well, it sort of doesn't work that way. But Monty might be able to curl up. That's possible.
And no.
Now, what's the shelter, Fumo?
So it's Neilman's hut.
Now, with that, is it in a sense? I think it works, but if you come out of the hut, doesn't it not?
If I leave the hut, it
Okay. So
But
that
the
would,
rest of us can come, that's what you're saying.
yeah, yeah. So in a sense, if guarding wise at night, if there's a night watch, Fumo doesn't want to. He would either want to be on maybe the first watch and then cast it on for the rest of the night, or
Where I just cast it, somebody wakes me up, for the
morning watch.
whatever, for
We
the
can do
watch.
the watch
I
from
can
inside.
watch from there.
Yeah, you could definitely watch from there. Absolutely, yeah. You could watch from the hut. So
Umbro says, I don't really like sleeping. He's like, is it gonna be big enough? Cause and anyways, I could probably blend in by just laying down.
you're in plate mail.
Blend in a big
And
lump.
you have to take that off too when you're sleeping, because if you wear that armor, it will cause you won't get a good night's sleep, and you'll
I'll
get
take
exhausted.
first watch though. I'm taking first watch.
Okay, so Ambra says he's taking first watch. So I'm gonna put Ambra. Who else will be on first watch?
He says, Monty, you want to join me?
Monty and Carlane would like to be on the last watch, purely because they can go out early in the morning to around the camp and hunt.
So why don't you take the first watch? I'll be on the second watch. Genetics.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay, Fumo's with me then.
Yep. And then Colin.
Jen.
Phil, just so you know, my passive perception is 18.
Okay, thank you. I'll put that down here.
Because I have expertise in perception.
All right, thanks. Yep, so 18. Thanks. Fumo, what's your passive perception?
Let's see. My perception is 13 is passive perception.
13, all right.
But you don't have dark vision up to 120 feet.
And mine is 10.
Whereas mine's only 60. But while I'm on second shift, I probably put myself out at 60 feet and do a perimeter walk, slowly kind of lay down in the sand and just kind of do a perimeter walk around. Between me and Genix, we should be able to have that covered fairly well.
Yeah.
On second shift.
And then Monty, do you have your passive perception, or do I need to look that one up? You're on mute.
Yeah, you muted yourself. I can't hear you. There you go.
Okay. 14. Thank you. All right. And Genix is.
Mine sucks.
14. All right.
Mine's
Perfect.
the worst out of the group.
Yeah, you're the worst out of the group. Yeah. So.
Unless Carlane's better, I'm probably the best.
Yes, you're the best in the group. That's definitely not Carlane. Carlane's. Most of the other people are right there, 12, 13, 14. You're definitely the top dog, and Ambro's the bottom dog. So.
But I'm the strong dog.
All right. So nothing happens over the evening. The next morning, Monty, and Carlane. Yeah, well, no, it's good to have, so don't worry. Yep, exactly. So Monty scores pretty well that night, or that early morning, and they managed to take down 2 wild boars.
Ooh.
And
tonight.
And so this is in the morning. Well, Monty eats a couple, but brings back 2. He actually found a family.
Ombre says, "Where's mine? I need a whole one."
So
He cuts one in half and takes one half and runs. He cuts one in half.
Wings, girl.
All right.
He grabs his axe and cuts one in half and takes one of the half of a board and just tears into it.
All right. So yeah. Ambras are just just eating this half of the board just grotesquely as that is the humans. Monty, of course, thinks nothing's wrong with that. But
That's how he should eat if he wants to get bigger.
Colin, Fumo, and Carlene are just like, okay, well. All right. So you guys the next day travel along as well. So
Please, something happened. Something happened.
It's happening all the time, man. We're moving forward.
yeah.
But that's not fun.
Um, Yeah, so the next 2 days are uneventful. Traveling night, everything's going on. Nothing
But when you said that, that's never good.
nothing special is occurring. Everything's going fine.
But
Monty, and Carlin are being able to provide food for the group these next couple days. And
on the fourth day, what's happening?
so can't help yourself, can you?
Nope, I knew something's gonna happen.
Third evening here. As you guys are in Fumo, you're inside the hut, looking out, and what's your dark vision? Is it 60 feet?
120.
No, I know yours. Yeah.
Oh,
Where would it?
It should be under your ear. I'll show you.
So it's going to be 60.
I'm pretty sure it's 60. Yeah. So.
I don't normally have it.
Let's see.
Well, that was the irony that was brought up by.
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't have dark vision.
I don't.
No.
They don't have it.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can't see the darkness.
Kind of silly, but
Yeah, senses it would be right here. Nope. So yeah, you can't see. So yeah, okay.
But I do have torches. Well,
All right.
I can't
so.
even use. Well, at least you guys have light. At least.
So yeah, he may be just
People think that maybe he's the one that's carrying this light storm.
I could use it.
Yeah, so if you want at watch, I mean, he could hand it off to you because you're on the second watch. So maybe he has it on first watch to have to open up if need be, and because I'm assuming you guys are trying to keep light discipline.
And there's kind of like the moonlight too.
Yeah, there's definitely moonlight.
The only thing is that to give it to you in case you got into a fight or something where you need light to see for you and Carlene.
Anyways, I'm kind of used to the darkness.
Okay, so
I need a lot because I fight skeletons. And stuff.
I want Ombre to make a perception check.
Why didn't you give me proficiency on perception? It's the thing I use the most. 19
Okay.
total. I got a 19 on the die.
So
Boom.
19. All right. So you're gonna hear this. Fumo. All of a sudden you hear a little bristling in the air.
Do I hear this too?
A little neigh. Yeah, actually you do hear it. Actually, a little yeah. Just kind of. Yeah. Fumo hears this, so you know what it is, Fumo. So something is close by. Well, you know the distance. Yeah.
Look out. Do I see where Ombre is?
Yeah. Go ahead and. No, Ombre is just right outside the. He's just right outside.
I'm just
Outside
wandering.
the hut, just kind of wandering around. So right now, yeah, he's you see him. You know, you stick your head out, and he might be to the right of the hut. So
Right, I did say, Umbra,
What?
get inside the hut.
Okay.
Good.
He's gonna try and make a step.
make a perception check, Fumo.
I'm gonna try and cause if he's saying get in, I'm gonna try and make a stealth check at disadvantage, even though I probably won't make it, cause otherwise they could hear me.
Okay, so off in the distance, in the direction where you guys are heading, and I'm assuming that's kind of where you keep the door open, looking for anything that's going to be coming. It's probably coming that way. You see two crouched figures, humanoid size, kind of coming through the light wood, moving towards your camp.
Okay. He'll kick Carlane and say, hey, Monty, time to chew some things up.
Does he say this?
That's good.
Does he tell
They're coming this way.
Umbra?
You're listening, right? You hear that, right?
So he turns around and could he make a perception check to see if he sees them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I hear this? Since
7?
I hear this thing sleeping, or
Yeah, he kicks you. You and Carlane.
I got a 7.
You don't see it.
Should I?
Monty's not in the thing with you guys.
No, he's sleeping next to it.
He's gonna whisper. Should I activate the light stone?
Talk to them, not me.
Should I activate the light stone?
Keep it down for right now. See if Monty can check them out from above.
I got a 16 on my perception. Which direction are they?
And he has dark vision of what?
60, just 60 for Monty.
Okay, so right now you don't see them yet. You know.
Okay. I'll just keep watching and listening, sniffing. Phil?
Yes,
I'm gonna
Tom.
get on my hands and knees and low crawl out of this thing and try to low crawl along the direction of the noise and see if I can see them.
Okay. Sure. Also make a perception check.
Okay. Of course, I didn't bring the dice down. Oh shit. Somebody roll a 20.
Go ahead, Alex.
Plus what?
Just roll the die first and tell him what the die is.
I got a 2.
So he rolls a 2, so that'll be a 10.
That's a 10 perception.
So no, you don't see it either. So you move out, you're low crawling out the tent.
And I'm using stealth to try and do this, so.
Okay, make another roll here for a stealth check.
I got a 13 on the day.
13, so 23. Okay, so yeah, you're moving rather quiet through the leaves on the ground and the branches. You're not making any noise. So perfect.
Carlane, you want me to fly? I'll whisper.
Yeah, Carlane will say, yeah, go ahead. So,
Alright, so I'll take flight.
okay, so goes up in the air. Just
Can I make out
flies up.
do I see figures or no?
No,
Yeah,
you don't see
They're
anything.
too far away?
They're 50 feet, so I can still look down.
Okay, so you go up in the air 50 feet, poof, flies up. They've now moved closer into, still a little ways away. Go ahead and make another perception check, Monty, as you're sniffing and.
It's still pretty bad, 11.
Yeah, you can't see them. You just can't smell them. You're smelling. You don't smell anything other than the sea air coming in,
He's gonna move forward about 30 feet.
Okay, you don't need to move the figures. They're just there for basis, really.
Okay, so he moves forward 30 feet and he's gonna try and make a perception check.
All right, so you see Fumo, you see
I'm gonna try and sneak up.
Umbra.
Oh no, I won't.
Umbra moving, trying to move quietly. In his plate mail out about 30 feet. All right, go ahead and make another perception check.
What's up with me and these twos? You give me Big dive.
Alright, so
Further up, keep trying to find out.
Let me know when I can roll again too, Bilbo.
alright, so
It's Boogie.
alright, so yeah. So you see
Next time, Bill, I rolled a 19 on the dice. That's a 27.
okay, perfect. So you see them as all of a sudden as they get about 30 feet within Umbra and go running at him.
Yeah, let's go.
So let's go ahead
Bring it
and
back,
roll initiative.
Bring it at me, bye.
Two of these
Of course, on my initiative I roll high.
creatures, these humanoid creatures, and they both actually have long swords in hand. So
And I'm gonna at that point I'm just gonna say, pull out that light stone. They're attacking you.
alright.
Is that a bonus action to do that? To activate the light storm?
Don't worry, we'll wait till your turn.
I got an 18 total.
Okay, so let me just do this here. So start that way. All right, so is anybody above a 21? No? All right, so 15 to 20.
18.
Okay, so you are
I'm second then.
20, Colin. All right, perfect.
Yeah, I'm already.
And then Umbra. Okay.
One to 15.
No way, am I an enemy?
Was that Fumo is 15? You said. All right. All right. What is Monty?
He's a 2.
So he's gonna be last. All right.
Yes. It takes me a while to see all these little things.
No.
Yeah, kind of in the sense all of a sudden you see them, but they're reacting so fast. You're like,
Right.
all right. So
Can I make out what they are?
no, it's not until they're like on. You don't even see them yet.
And then, whoop, and then
So Colin, you see these two humanoid-like creatures. They're grayish in color, snarly. They're definitely dead, and are kind of muscular, wearing leather armor. And if you want, you can intercept them get right next to run up right next to Ombra or whatever, and hit them before they hit him.
Yeah, as long as I can be so that they're next to it, so that I can get my advantage on this.
Yeah, so
I'll
you.
try to move up. You know what I mean? So that I'm next to, so that we're all next to each other.
Yeah. So if you want to, let's do this. Let's do a stealth roll here to see if you can kind of sneak up on one of them as they're coming up right on him, because he's not going to be able to react, so he's not giving you that benefit yet. But I'm going to go ahead and say let's make a opposed stealth check to their passive on one of them, or not passive, but on his perception. And if you beat the die, then and which you should be able to. I rolled a 5. So if you want,
16 total.
all right. So yeah, so you'll be able to actually get up and attack this one before it attacks Umbra, and you'll be able to get your sneak attack on it.
I am mad now. I'm about to just go cleave dead. Now I just need a magic straight axe, and then I'll just cleave you.
I'm gonna look in for the attack, and the first swing, I've got both my short swords out.
Yep.
Swing it. Plus, I haven't done this in a while. Okay, there it is. 12 plus 8 is 20. Right.
You hit.
I swing. Okay, so that's going to be 6 plus 5.
Inside it.
And that's going to be 11 points of damage. That is my sneak attack. And then I get a second swing with the second sword. Pull this together. Oops. And that is going to be a 9 and 8 is 17.
17 hits.
And that is 4 and 5. That's 9 points of damage, almost as much as the normal strength with the sneak attack.
All right. Very nice. So you take the 2 stabs quick into the flesh, right through the leather armor that this thing is wearing. It's the leather armor is torn up as well, and you stick right into its flesh both times. Quick stabs, and it looks at you, screeching, and just this bad breath comes over you as well, just in your face as you stab it, but it is still standing. As
Zombies?
No, make a quick perception check for me.
Perception?
Yep, perception.
I'm about to beast mode these suckers. This is gonna be hilarious.
7 and 8 is 15.
Okay, so you, with talking with Angelica before, you are pretty sure that these are whites.
Okay, and I will actually say it out loud. There's 2 whites.
All right, and
A
so,
little help here.
yep, so now the whites are actually up, and the one that you stabbed twice, now instead of going at Ambra, he now is going to go ahead and swing his longsword at you here. And that is going to be a miss. So he swings and just completely goes over your head as you duck on him. But then he also reaches out with his claw.
Bill,
Yes.
when he does that, I'm going to repost.
Okay.
Repost is a fighter ability that I have. It allows me when a creature misses me with a melee attack, I can use my reaction and spend 1 superiority die to make a melee weapon attack against
They were attacking
Okay.
me.
Perfect. Yep. So you use one of your superiority
But
dice.
I was attacking me, wasn't
my
it?
D8 superiority
attacking
dice, and I'm going to attack back at him when he does that.
Perfect.
And that is going to be a 9 and 8 is 17.
That's going to hit.
Okay, I rolled max damage on a regular die, so that's another 15 points to it.
Nice. So it screeches out again as it swings over the head with this sword, in just utter pain as everybody. And then it now recklessly tries to claw you with his other free hand. And that is going to also miss you, just wildly swing. So both of those, the sword and the claw, just completely miss Collins. Too fast for it. The other one now,
This one? This one is
yes,
attacking me?
the other one now swings his sword down upon Ambra there. What's your AC?
My AC is 19.
Yeah, we got that nice AC. So he comes and hits you in the right arm with the sword. However, the sword slides down the plate mail and doesn't penetrate. And the thing then tries to come with its claws at your head. And completely just whiffs in the air. I can see that Bilbo is continuing his hot streak of dice rolls.
Yes, we see why they're undead. They died.
Yes. And with that, Ambra is now up.
I'm not engaged with this person because he hasn't attacked me. I'm only engaged with him.
That is correct.
5, 10, 15. He breathes out this acid that it will hit both of them. 2d6, it's a DC 12.
Now hold on though. So he's not engaged, but if you move away from him, he could actually still breathe on or attack you. You know, because you're moving out of his threat.
Okay.
He's not engaged with you, but if you move like that, he can stab you.
Still.
You're still okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so he takes a swing at you as you're leaving. Let's do that. Resolve that, and he actually does hit you with the sword as you're leaving, and so you.
Nah, it's nothing.
Ooh, he stabs you right right in the left leg as you're heading out, and you actually take 10 points of damage. Just and Umbra turtles in pain there.
I'm gonna do so. Is my heal like a bonus action? Is my like 5 hit points to heal a bonus action?
It should say there.
It's an action.
So nope. Yeah. So.
Oh, that sucks. Are
So what do you do?
Kits a bonus action?
Huh?
Are healing kits a bonus action or an action?
No, that's an action too.
I'm pissed.
So what do? You still breathe? As you get stabbed, what do you do?
I'm gonna breathe because I'm mad. But
All right, so you
it's a
breathe
DC 12.
acid down
DC 12
on those two.
dexterity. DC 12 dexterity. So
Okay. Okay. One makes it, and the other make it. So both of them make their
rounding
saves.
down?
Huh?
Rounded
Yeah,
down.
so
4 damage.
they both take 4 points of damage.
Is this how we're lined up?
Acid damage too. It's acid.
Yeah, you don't take it. Don't worry.
It's acid.
9 points. Nice job.
Yep.
They both made their save though.
Yeah.
I need help.
So Umbra, I need help. All right. With that, Fumo, you are up. They are just 30 feet away from the entrance of the tent now. You see him clear as day. You just seen the sword just go right through the leg of Umbra,
And
as
then
he
the acid.
spewed out acid on both of them, and but both of them they streaked a little bit, but not that much of an effect on him as he hoped.
Yeah. Just
So what do you do, FOMO? You're on mute, Fumo. Sorry. Perfect.
Hey, Carly, if I step out of here to shoot, I'm gonna drop this protection.
That's fine. That's fine. You gotta go help him out.
Heal me.
So he'll step outside the dome and poof, it vanishes.
Oh, yep.
There's Carlene in his underwear.
Luckily, Carlene sleeps in Carlene's in leather armor, so he's fine.
He's gonna take one blast at the white that is on next to Colin first.
Okay, yeah, that one's really messed up. You've seen Colin just ginsu it,
Yeah, you can track for that one first, and then
I wonder if the young kids today even know what a ginsu is.
yeah, so 17.
17 hits. Yep.
And 8 points of damage.
Perfect. So yep. So your blast. What does that look like? As it goes.
This is a green, green gray, just a slight amount of light coming from it, with a smoke ring that swirls around it as it travels.
Very nice. And yeah, it just hits the white right in the chest, and the white just goes right on down. Poof. And
It died from smoke
and
inhalation.
goes down. Very nice.
Okay, I'll blast the other one and move towards it.
Okay.
As I recall, it smells like marijuana, as I recall.
Safely.
I'm
So that one takes
You get stunk.
sorry. How much damage?
14.
14. Very nice. All
To the
right.
other one?
So.
This is mine!
Yeah, what?
I was about to take it down.
All right. So, and then how far are you gonna move? They're right now 30 feet from you.
Yeah, I took probably 10 feet to get myself out of the dome, so 20 feet closer to him.
So, do you want to be right engaged with them, or about 10 feet away, or what would you like to be?
Should use my danger sense.
Present himself as another target.
So right on it.
Go down.
Okay. So right into it, basically.
That's Carlini got there.
Oh, my bad.
I should have used my danger sense.
All right. Carlene was up next. So, all right.
20 though.
Oh, so you want to still be like this, like?
If someone doesn't make it to there,
Oh no, you can make it to him. You can make it to him. That's fine. You can.
he'll walk right up to it.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Go,
All right. So Carlane too. He'll run right on up to it as well, and come out with his sword there
ting, ting, ting,
and
ting.
attack. I forgot you've taken. Yeah, we forgot to call this out, but you did the light stones so you could see, right? And then that doesn't take anything. You just unleash that. So you kind of forgot that part. But yeah, so there's light there. So, all right. So Carlane is going to go ahead and make an attack here with his long sword. Ooh, crit! Look at that, natural 20. What? Yeah, it's good for you guys. Yeah, exactly. All right. So
Any exploding dice?
no. So 11 plus 8. So 19 points of damage. Very nice, Carlin.
Does it take it out?
No, it doesn't.
What?
No, it got a little acid, but no, Fumo did great with the nice blast on him too. So, but no, it shrieks. It's pretty messed up with Fumo's blast and then Carlane's crit there as he stabs him right in the chest. All right, and with that, then there's Genix. So Genix is going to come running around. He's going to try to bite at the leg of this thing.
Die. Then it swoops in and drops.
Genix is going to miss. Let's just take that. Put it right here. Yeah, so Genix misses his bite, tries to bite him, and misses the bite there. So with that, Monty is up.
Wow, it's almost over. So I still don't see anything else coming in. It looks like it's just these two.
Yeah, it just seems like these two.
Alright, so I'm gonna fly down and try to do a claw bite, I guess.
All right, perfect. Just comes right on down. Just leave them up there.
Let's try the claw first. Alright, 16.
That'll hit.
Alright. That's actually not much damage. 8 points.
Actually, so that is enough to just take it down. So the claw comes sweeping down right on its skull, and
I'll take the bite and I'll grab its head and tear its head off.
all right. Yeah.
And actually, can he do something as an action to that?
Spit it out on the ground in front of everybody.
What does Umbra want to do?
Umbra grabs the body that the head was just teared off with his claws and tears it in half. As his reaction, just tears it.
All right, so he's
Colin looks at that, shakes his head, turns around, and walks back to where his nipple lays down.
The two
So it's like, Ragdoll.
All right. All right. So yeah. So yeah, Monty and the Dragonborn are ripping up the two whites there.
Undead tastes terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't like the taste at all. That's for
I'll
sure.
mumble under my breath and cry.
He's pounding into it like
Some great warrior he is, terrible.
just tearing it apart.
All right, now, so after you're done with your little rage of shredding,
And
now you realize that your leg really hurts and there's blood pouring out of your
So-
leg there,
so
your left leg.
we're gonna be able to have a long rest after
Now
this
let
fight.
him turn barbarian.
So will the long rest happen after this?
Well, this happened on your first watch, so
So-
you could just extend your morning to
Yeah.
sleep. Yes.
So he's going to use his lay on hands.
Okay, so
Well,
that'll bring 5 points
Yeah,
back.
5,
All right.
and then
Before you, Bill,
Yes.
from a game standpoint, Alex, don't forget that you can use your lay hands during combat, but outside of combat, you can use your hit dice. Probably high enough wisdom, you would think that regaining it without using of paladin-like abilities is probably better.
yeah.
Well, he's young, and so I would say he actually does. The first thing he's gonna do is, yeah, he would lay hands. He's never done it before, so.
I'm kind of still new to
Yeah,
paladin.
so he prays to Cordal, and holds his hammer, and he heals up 5 points. So yeah, and then you could go ahead and rest an hour, and after an hour, then you could
Yeah.
do a hit die if you want.
Yeah. So an hour's gonna pass.
Yep.
And then hit die. One second hit die.
Remember
I
your
get
constitution. So
plus my con, so 1 plus 2, so I get 3
3.
die.
Yep. And what did your second hit die roll?
Oh, he rolled a 4.
So you're all better.
I get 2 hit dice.
Oh no, you're only 1 hit
Yeah.
die. That's right.
So I'll just
So
have to
that's
wait till
right.
the long
Yeah,
rest is over.
exactly.
I have to wait,
That's right.
I have to wait till the long rest is over now. To get my
Uh,
hit dice.
Can
Right
you?
after combat, Monty will ask Carlane and follow the trail.
If
I'll
if-
come
if-
too.
if
If,
you
there's more of these, I'm
Kent,
killing.
you're gonna rest,
I
buddy.
know.
Yeah. You-
Yeah, I guess so. I
he
want
says, yeah. I mean, it's probably just for a little bit and see if there's any more out there.
And if there is,
Maybe just
anything
fly.
else-
He says maybe fly a little low, since just so you can spot them. He says, and sniff them out.
Yeah,
Maybe
or
just
sniff it.
yeah, maybe just fly out for like 30 minutes and come back. He says that's
Okay,
probably
so
not a
I'll
bad
do that.
idea.
Just make sure there's not a bigger group waiting nearby.
Yeah, perfect. Can you hand me the player's handbook, buddy?
Yeah. Looking at something.
Yeah, I'll look at something. Just quickly. All right.
Almost a.
Wait.
You want to take some of that? Dabby's got there. Make sure it's not.
Yeah. So yeah.
You need to get over to.
Yeah, so Carlane will do a medicine check and says, he's okay. It's just a flesh wound, and he seemed to heal himself too, which is kind of amazing. Maybe he really is a paladin. Carlane says. One sec. Just,
Carlane is like, I didn't really believe it anyway.
yeah, Carlane at first didn't believe it.
We did like a tag team finisher on it. It was just like rips its head off, then I grab it and rip its body. in
One
half.
sec, guys. I'm just looking something up quick.
Wasn't that hilarious, Seth? When like you ripped its head off, then I ripped it apart.
We are the dragons, aren't we?
And
Savage.
so you're going to be able to go out, Monty, for a half hour, and yeah, you don't see any signs, tracks, or anything of any of these other, any other. No bigger group or anything, or any other signs of any other undead walking through the woods here. So you're pretty sure that it's safe to go back to the camp.
Alright, cool. I'll come back then.
You come back to another dome.
So is it?
A dome smoke.
Can we pass
I'm
it to
looking
morning?
something up, buddy. One
I'll
second.
look around it.
Because I wonder what they find to eat for breakfast. And what is he gonna do? Tear it apart.
Did anybody look at the bodies?
I will. Well, no, I won't. I forgot.
No one has. You're gonna rest.
Yeah, forgot to keep.
However, the good thing is, in the morning, you will be with this fight. You will be second level. Yay! I'm probably second level at the end of this fight.
I'll be a Casper. And I get more healing.
So, however, before we get to that part, so you'll go down for sleep, and then
I'm at full health. Yay.
not yet, but you will be. Don't worry.
No,
Let's
they
see what
don't.
happens here. So, well, watch. I'm sorry.
I got some spell
I wrote
casting.
something down, and now I can't find it. Oh, there it is. All right. So, second watch is no problem with Colin and Gen X. There's no worries. You go back, you go down to, for sleep, and then Monty and Carlene, of course, will take the last watch, and they'll go out and hunt. However, as they went out and gone hunting, Colin, you suddenly wake up in a cold sweat. Everyone else in the group, because Monty and Carlene aren't around right now, are passed out, sleeping, and you notice that right by where Gen X is sleeping, you see these two shadow-like creatures all of a sudden come down with hailbirds and swing right onto Gen X's neck, and Gen X screeches out, "Ah!" and falls limp as his head is completely decapitated from his body. What do you do, Colin? You see this, Colin, right there. What do you do?
Not cool.
Wake up, fucking bastards. Jumps up and
They're really, like, you can get to them. They're in your camp. Literally, you're sleeping almost right next to Gen X.
So Gen X is outside the hut.
Remember, the hut's gone.
No, the hut I recast. That's why I said that Monty comes back to a hut.
Oh, I didn't know you recast it.
Yes! Gen X is still alive then.
Never had the ritual part.
Okay.
You ain't killing Gen X!
All right.
No, I mean, yeah.
you're blowing my mind for a minute because I assumed we had the hut again.
No, I didn't hear that part. I'm sorry, Fumo. I didn't hear that you recast it.
Okay.
It was like, go back to the hut.
Take a little bit.
Okay, so then let's re-step that back a little bit. So Gen X is still alive in here. However, you still wake up, and then outside the hut, you see these two shadows, searching the grounds, looking, sniffing, almost. They're shadow-like creatures with these hailbirds. And they seem to be sniffing around the area of the hut, but can't quite figure out what's going on. What do you do?
Okay. So I have dark vision. So I mean, do I have my shadowy figures? I mean, do I have any more detail than that, or are they literally shadows?
Right now, all you can get, as they kind of go by door of the hut, all you can really pick up is like they're really shadow blackish type humanoids. You really can't make out any facial features or racial features, or if they're undead. You just can't make that out. They just seem to kind of be passing around the hut.
And you said Carlane is not there.
No, Carlane is gone.
So the only two, so just me, Fumo, and the dragon.
And
Umbra.
Genix,
And
Fumo, and Umbra.
So we could probably take
I
him.
will. I remember that our little, or rather, I should say, our big armored friend is rather impulsive. So I will take and poke Fumo gently to try and wake him without waking our other friend. I'm not saying a word.
Fumo doesn't wake.
He doesn't wake.
Nope.
Just poke Umbra. Poke Umbra. He's your only toast.
I will try and wake up the other guy.
Umbra. Same thing. You try to shake him awake, and he
I don't
doesn't
like
wake up.
What?
I'll try and wake up Genix.
Genix also is asleep. It does not wake up.
Do I make a?
No.
Hope you're wearing neck armor, man.
I'm gonna make you know what? Let's see. Would that be insight? Would it be a wisdom saving throw?
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to see if this is actually me since I'm in a cold sweat, or if I'm dreaming.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a good one. 14.
No, you think you are awake, and for whatever reason, they are not waking up. And you start to feel a little fearful of what's going on. Why won't they wake up?
What if this has anything to do with my this half-elven ancestry of mine that makes that I'm not able to fall asleep like these others? I mean, things are going through his mind right now. He's like, what the hell?
All of a sudden, the outside of the hut shakes a little bit. It stirs. Yeah, it moves, it shakes, it rumbles just a little bit, like something's trying to get in, but it can't. Or it can't find the door.
Well, that's good, since it's not supposed to find the door. That's the whole reason we won't cast this damn thing. I pull out my weapons, and just to be safe, I don't move. I just stay in there, and not a hell of a lot I can do at this point. Shit, at least we got this thing on us to keep us safe. I mean, if it goes down, then I'll have to fight. But otherwise, I mean, I'm the last defense, I'm feeling like. So I'm just trying to keep an eye on what's going on out here, and I'm just stay put. I'm not leaving the safety zone.
All right. So you're sweating. You got both your blades out, watching that doorway, and just waiting for something to happen. And then all of a sudden, from behind you, you hear this shh, like a tear comes through this tent, this hut, and these two shadowy figures come right at you with these two hailbirds, and I would like you to roll initiative again.
Oh, fuck me. This is not going to be fun.
They're targeting your neck, man, too.
Yeah, I know. Let's see.
Okay, if you have 11, you actually beat them both. So you're first to act.
Yeah, so it's a 15.
Yeah.
All right.
So now they're both inside the hut with you, which you're like, this isn't supposed to happen. Fumo said nothing can come in here, and they're in the hut with you.
Magic. I know it.
That's just going through Colin's mind. This is a fucking dream, but I guess I got the mic. So, all right. So, where are these things? I mean,
They're basically come right into the tent. I mean, so they're directly like within 5 feet of you, in that sense. They're both, they're very close. They're over the group, that's still sleeping, and you're there. You can act right off the bat.
I'm standing over there. I'm going to try to defend the group. I mean, I'm going to try to put myself between me and whatever they're up next against, and try to be the defender here.
Sure.
Fucking roll.
I hate Dome Undead.
And yeah. All right. So I guess I'll since I'm there and I've got my weapons on, I'll have to start hacking at one of them at least.
All right.
Let's see. Since I don't have any other combatants, so that I can get my other things, I am going to. How do I do that? Okay, I'm going to. You know what? I want to see if I can use these bastards first before I start using it. Yeah. So I guess I'll just take a couple of swings at these guys.
All right.
That one of at least at the first one.
Sure.
I'll try to swing at it and what is that? 8 + 5. 13.
13 misses. Just you go right by it. It just moves. Pretty quick in the sense of speed. You still can't make out what it is, but it just seems to be able to evade that first swing.
All right, and the second one is a normal 16 on the dice. So that's
yeah, that's
16 and 8.
Yeah.
24.
Oh yeah, that hits. Yep, absolutely. Lands it right in its gut. 9 points. All right. It shrieks out. And now this mouth opens on this thing, but it's blackish. Still, its whole face. It looks at you, but it's completely blank. But you can see like a mouth that opens, but even its mouth opening is blackness, darkness. And you can't even make out. It doesn't have teeth or anything, but it does howl at you.
Really, Bill? You're gonna set me up against the fucking ring wraith? Oh my god.
All right, and do you do any?
Frodo's about to die.
Do you do anything else?
That's. I mean, I'm gonna wake the fuck up.
All right, so both of them swing these hailbirds at you. So first, the one on your left comes down. But you are too quick for that, and he moves, and you move out of the way for that swing. However, you're not fast enough for the other one on the right, and that connects right in your ribs, right on your left or your right ribs cage, and it is going to be for 10 points of damage.
And as that happens, Bill, I use my reaction.
Okay.
And I spend a superiority die.
Yep.
And I put up both my swords and try to deflect the halberd with it slightly as I twist, so I don't take as much damage. And I reduce the damage by. I need to just drop the figures. They want me to. Oh, there it is. My chair. And I roll for 11 points of parrying damage.
Oh wow! So you parry it all. So both your blades get up there, and stop. Sure enough, stop that hail bird. So very nice.
Crossing my short swords and kind of against with the blade in the half feet to kind of hold it back.
Perfect. And so you were up again.
Zoom, zoom.
Cocksucker. He says
Wake
he
me up. Why
swings
am I
back
not
up
waking
again.
up? Why do you do this to us?
And that's a 16 on the die.
That will hit again.
It's going to hit it, and that's going to be another 9 points of damage for the first attack on that same one. And
Perfect.
then we're going to swing on it a second time, and ooh, that's a natural 20.
Yes!
And 6 on the dice.
Very nice.
So that's an exploding dice.
So roll 2 more
I got
dice.
2 6-siders though, don't I, for that, because it's
Yep, exactly. So roll 2 more 6s.
Okay, so we got. Then I get to roll again. That one. And for a total of 6. 19 points of damage on that swing.
Oh, very nice. It shrieks out in pain.
But it doesn't die.
Does not. That is correct.
How?
I'm sure it doesn't, but, you know, hey, I'm trying to do the best I can here all by my fucking self. Because everybody else is tired and lazy and sleeping.
I'm sure to wake up.
That's
Why am
all
I not
right.
waking up?
So now,
I would wake up
the
if you
one
tried to wake
first
me up.
on
I would
the
wake
left swings down on you again, and it misses again completely. You just outmaneuver it again.
Okay,
How?
so
Yep.
I'm gonna use. Okay, so is that the same one that hit me?
No,
Or is that
as
the
the
same one I hit?
this is the no, yeah, this is the one you're hitting. Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to use. Oh wait, I've already used my reaction this time, haven't I?
No, that was last round. This is a new round. You're always first act.
Okay, then when it misses me, I'm going to use another superiority die with my repost.
Okay.
When it misses me with a melee attack, I get to spend my reaction. And
Make
spend
another
my
attack.
superiority die
Perfect.
to attack.
Yep.
I will do that.
Natural 20.
And that is a 14 on the die plus 5 is, or plus 8 is going to be 22.
Yep. Absolutely hits.
And that is 4 plus 5 is 15 more points of damage.
Nice. It is still standing though, but it's really hurt. I mean, it's each time. And then so the other one, once again, that hit you, he hits you again.
Wow.
Yeah. How much damage?
So it is going to be 10 points again.
Okay, oh no, it's a bonus action, which I've already used, so I can't do anything. Alright, so that's how much damage?
10 points.
Alright, I gotta take it this time, I can't do anything about it.
All right, and then you are up again.
Alright. Yeah, this is probably all the fucking dream I'm talking about. It's just fine later. But
You
You
cheat.
already failed that roll, man.
yeah, I failed that. I can still think it even though my body doesn't. Hopefully I'm right.
Sorry, I don't think it's a dream. Come on.
Because otherwise I'm fucking dead. I have to believe it. Because I'm thinking to myself, I can't do these things otherwise.
You're doing a great job. Don't be so negative.
Alright, well, the same one that I've been attacking, I'm going to attack it again.
All right.
And that is an 18 on the dice.
That hits.
And that is a dropped dice if there is. Okay, so that's 5 is 10 points of damage.
All right, got it. Nice.
Weapon, so it's doing full damage.
It screeches out each time you hit it.
I'm sure it does.
But
Alright,
okay.
second attack on it is going to be there's another 18 on the dice for another 10
Nice.
points of damage. Jesus, I'm
Jeez.
on fire.
Yeah, you are. Man, that's 74 points total so far. That's nasty.
Wow.
All
I
right.
couldn't fight these
So,
people.
and it's still up though.
And
It's
still
still.
alive.
Yeah, so it swings down in pain at you. And this time it hits you. This time it hits you.
Ripple.
This time it hits me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use my wait, I used bonus action, so I gotta use reaction. Okay, so I'm gonna parry. I'm gonna try to parry it.
All right.
Using my third fucking dice. Four is 8 points back, so whatever the damage is minus 8, I try to parry.
Nice. Yeah, that was a good thing because you still take 7 points.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I maxed out damage on that roll. So minus 17, yep. And now the other one takes a swing. Oh, natural 20. Oh,
no!
this is nasty. Oh.
It's dust. Bill wants me to roll off the first level characters.
So Alex has company.
Right, exactly.
All right. Ooh, this is nasty.
I'll wake up second though, so you'll still be the leader.
All right. So he cuts right into your gut, and you go, "Ah!" And then you wake up suddenly. You jump up, but blood is coming down, out your mouth, and your ribs are hurting, like internally, like you feel like something did hit you. You are actually minus 7 points.
Oh my god.
However, just so.
I didn't want to voice that, but I was wondering if there was some kind of a magical.
However, your superiority dice aren't really gone. However, your superiority dice aren't really gone. You still have them.
Not really gone?
Nope. But yep, you're minus 7. You're actually also at 1 level of exhaustion. And you're breathing hard and heavy. In fact, Fumo, go ahead and make a.
Crab make one too?
Yeah, and same thing, Ambra. You guys can both make perception checks for me.
Natural 20.
Yep. So you wake up,
Oh my
and hear this.
I'm gonna make a medicine check.
Fumo, you're on mute.
I hear hard breathing, so I make a medicine check on.
You're on
Colin.
mute, Fumo.
Okay.
You're on mute.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hold on.
8 total for
Yep. So yeah, you even kind of you just turn your head. Just open your eyes a little bit by hearing Colin, gasp for air and sit up. I
make a medicine check because
you see the blood coming down.
I'll make a medicine check.
Colin's face, on his mouth, and he's in a cold sweat.
I got a natural 20 on my medicine check, so.
Okay, yeah. So you he
2
quickly
natural 20s
checks him out, and he has some internal bleeding right now.
So is Monty back yet?
No, Monty and Carlene are out hunting.
So he's gonna ask, "Are you okay? What happened?" That's not normal for somebody to wake up bleeding out of their mouth.
Yes,
Was it magic? Or just or just you roll over in your sleep so much you rolled onto your lap?
wow.
Forgot his bed.
That's all he says. He looks at you and he just goes, wow. And he grabs one of the potions off of his potion belt, pops it open, and brings the cure light.
Don't drink that! I have a healing kit! I have healing kits! I have healing kits!
Fumo yells, "Don't do that!"
I have healing kits! You don't need to do that!
He stops before he pours it down and looks at it and goes, and?
calm down, man. Not so bad.
These will probably help you better. And you should save that healing potion for when you actually need it.
What are you talking about?
Something attacked me in our sleep. Psychically, it was something.
Scratching your nose? I don't think so.
It was a psychic attack of some kind. Some kind of a mental attack. They attacked me in my dream. As you can see, it affected me outside.
So I'm gonna roll a Arcana check.
I have no clue what it was.
Can I make an Arcana too?
That's an 18. That's actually, if it's what I'm thinking of, it's on my spell list.
What's on your spell list?
I don't have it, but it's something that's accessible to me. So.
What do you think it is?
I think it's dream. I think somebody sent them a message.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you definitely think, yeah, what he's talking about is, yeah, something got into his head, yeah, and put a nightmare into his mind.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Can
Like a bunch of idiots.
could I use? Can I use?
No, you don't need to if there's one roll already.
I was gonna use a healing kit.
Oh,
Watching us.
won't work that way.
Think our way down.
It was psychic damage. Dang it! What? What? Is it physical damage?
Okay, you told me to wait on healing myself. So how am I supposed to heal?
Can I use a healing kit on
Take
it?
some time. Let this guy help take care of your wounds. Just relax for a while. Let me take a look at this. He takes a look.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's just yeah, he just it's in Ambra's already said that he has a little internal bleeding, and
Well, I should. I just got hacked into with a helper.
What?
yeah, so he can
What I see, they mess with your head. And
Could-
yeah, you can take damage for real.
He's gonna. Amber's gonna ask, could you describe me to the creature to see if I know about it or any?
Look, I sliced and diced this thing with one of them, and it still didn't go down. I mean, I literally chopped the hell out of it.
I was asking if you could describe what it looked like, not how much you stabbed it. You stabbed it. Stabbing, stab.
Honestly, you see what's standing before you right now, where you can't see my face and I'm dressed in black with a hood?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like, except it was carrying a fucking halberd and everything.
Can I make what? Can I make a check to see?
make a religion check.
Religion.
They looked very shadowy, I'll give you that. I've seen shadows before. These were
I
shadows.
don't know.
Yeah, you have no idea.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't remember that, but maybe later.
So if you the one problem though, Colin, is that you can't even recover these wounds with even a short rest. You're just so wound up that even just sitting here for an hour, and then you even try to to use a D, some dice to heal you, you're not going to be able to heal it. So you're going to be -7
This has to be
still.
healed with magic, so unless one of you casts your light, I'm drinking this.
You wait until Carlene comes back. He said he can do some minor healing.
I could use my minor healing, but I think I should save that.
You're freaking out. I understand. It's real.
You're damn right it was real. It was a fucking halberd. It hurt.
Right. But I mean,
And you're too lazy to ask for sound asleep.
What?
What
I would have woken up.
with me standing over you protecting your ass, I get hurt, now I can't even heal.
I
Damn
would.
right I'm freaking out.
I would have woke up if you were being attacked. Who would send a dream like that to you?
I tried. I yelled. You were too busy snoring your return of gas.
Yeah, don't get confused, man.
I'll suck you right here, right now.
The whole time.
I might have been asleep, but you tell that to my fucking ribs.
Right. Well, your ribs aren't hard, are they?
Yes, they are. You just said so. I'm bleeding internally.
If it's not, I'm saying you don't seem like you're
You're acting sad.
Not yet.
All right.
Why don't you wait for Carlene to do something?
Yeah. So Carlene and Monty, they'll return in a little bit.
And they'll be like,
Um,
what?
And
What did they bring?
they bring actually a big ass black bear that they killed.
He takes the ribs and runs away. He takes the whole ribs and just he's like, this is my breakfast. Takes the ribs out, just rips the ribs out.
All right.
I'll walk up to Carlene and explain the whole thing. I'll do the whole story in detail of what happened and go, I don't know what the fuck, man.
All right. Well, he can cure you. So he'll do cure wounds here on you.
I'm gonna eat your ribs.
And that's you're all better. He's gonna be able to heal you.
He's like, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't understand. We can't even protect ourselves in our sleep. What the hell?
You're still gonna have the level of exhaustion, but you're all healed. Your ribs are fine now, but you're still
He's fucking crazy.
you're definitely cranky. You're Well, just it feels like you just didn't even sleep. You know, even though you did, it feels like you had no sleep at all. So.
Right.
Yeah, he just takes the whole bear ribs and walks away.
Carlene,
No, you don't.
Half of it.
Yes.
Half of it.
I mean, unfortunately, I didn't think of this. I feel stupid. We left the city just waltzing out of there with whoever they have watching. I mean, they know we're coming is what I think this means. So when they said that there's we might be walking into a trap, definitely be thinking that somebody knows we're coming or we're here.
Well, be thankful that they chose a
Well,
cast because I'm tired as fuck.
yeah, I mean, Carline says I agree that somebody now knows, somebody out there knows we're here. I mean, that's for sure. I don't know. We don't know if they were scouting from outside the city, or they're just out here. I mean, we're 3 days away. Why didn't they do anything the last 2 nights? You know, why didn't they give us dreams, the last couple nights? So,
Yeah.
Does it have like a range?
Find us on the way, but either way, we're not going to arrive there without something.
yeah.
He's gonna say, I think we're walking into a trap.
Well, yeah, that's what Evan said, that we're probably walking into a trap.
Because if we're in range of a
whatever,
spell,
they probably know that somebody's going to come and try to start freeing,
because it's never good when you're in range of a spell.
No, I agree. So you guys have breakfast that morning. The Dragonborn, once again, his eating habits are bad, where he just takes the whole side of the rib off of the black bear and is just off, eating it, and Monty's eating, whatever, a lot of the carcass, because you guys don't eat that much meat, but Carlane will, pull some meat off for him and Fumo, and little, slab for Genix, and Colin. You guys have breakfast, and actually cut up some more, so you have some for lunch and dinner as well. But then leave the rest Monty and Ambra's eating half a slab of, or a whole slab of black bear ribs. So, yes.
It's just hilarious.
So you guys continue on for the day here. So it's your 4th day of traveling now, and just before nightfall,
Oh,
just
something's happening.
tracking. You guys are just setting up camp. Actually, just having dinner this evening. So you're cooking. Carlene's got some of this bear meat cooking on some flames there, and off in the distance, and all you hear is this woman screech. Ah, help me!
This is a trap. This is a dumb trap.
And
I know it.
and this is where we're gonna end for the evening.
Wait, can I quickly make a deception check? Can I quickly
No,
make a deception
this
check?
is where we're ending.
Because that was such a fake cry.
You hear, I'm not a good screamer, so.
Still, that sounded so
It definitely sounds like a woman's in trouble out in the woods.
But that could be a good
Somebody's
spellcaster, like.
It very well could be, absolutely.
And that's why I'm making
it.
it.
Well trained, he takes off to go help the woman.
Yeah.
Well, it was
I'll jump on Monty and we go find out, like.
Actually, that was a nice dry run, Bill, to figure out how to call it first, because I've never used this stuff before, so that was pretty cool.
Monty, we gotta
Yeah,
go
that's
check
right. Colin is, I forgot, one of our 3.5, and he's never had the chance to play yet in the 5e. So, yeah, it's pretty cool to see him in action. So.
I mean, undoubtedly, I rolled well, but still, it was kind of cool to use some of those abilities. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I like the rogues.
And I like
in
Flamesword,
the
the fighter.
game,
He's
so.
awesome too now, because he's a barbarian. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's tomorrow, buddy.
I know.
So why don't we go ahead and sign out here on Twitch. For our viewers that are watching, thank you for watching, and thanks for staying or watching our whole episode. If you thought this was fun, we will be back on tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Time. However, it will be with the Grey Guardians as they try to escape the cave in the Great Melt Falls, trying to get past one of these magic user hunters.
I have something to say.
Go ahead.
A story ends while a new one begins.
Very nice. Very nice. So with that, I'm going to sign out here. This is your friendly Dungeon Master Bilbo. Sign out for the World of Harthron's our first episode of Heroes of Annlynn. I thought it went very well. It was a great session, guys. And we will sign out. Remember, it's cool to be a geek. Pass it on. I just need to say.
You're still alive.
Yeah, we're still alive.
Yeah, I just want to cancel it. I know.
Still watch Umbro for they're doing this whole finger shot thing.
No, this is working now.